Friday the 13th for the NES was released in 1989 by LJN. Since the NES is perfectly emulated, this ended up being the easiest game to track down and play. It was even easier to get this running than it was to find anybody who was willing to play the 2017 Friday the 13th game. It's so easy to run. Here is my friend Twisted Ninja getting this shit running on an iPhone. Stupid as hell. Easier to play, however, not even fucking close. Good God, this game is difficult. I'm not exactly a veteran of the NES, but trying to finish this game has been a fucking nightmare in and of itself. Just when you think you've figured it out, this game hits you with a massive fuck you to your ego. It spits on your shoes, throws you into a locker, and then takes your mother out for a nice dinner while you just sit there in shame. The premise of this game is basically the same as the last one we played. Your counselor is tasked with protecting yourself from Jason, as well as your fellow campers. The real task, however, is to just protect the counselors, as well as 15 random-ass kids hiding in cabins along the lake, while avoiding zombies, crows, and fucking wolves for some reason. As if Jason wasn't a big enough threat on his own. Speaking of Jason, yeah, that's him alright. Purple Nurple here is definitely a design choice. The devs at LJN clearly tried harder to make this look like Jason than the developers of the last game did, and it shows. It's instantly recognizable as Jason, so I guess it gets the job done. It's just, purple just really ain't his color, man. When researching this game, I was trying to find reasons as to why he was purple, because, well, I didn't know. And I found two reasons for this. One is that purple is considered an evil color in Japan. I can't really speak to the validity of this one, but, you know, I wouldn't know any better. But the obvious answer to this is that the NES had a very limited color palette, and this was probably the best way to make him appear against certain backgrounds and make him recognizable as Jason. I wouldn't know this one either, because I don't know shit about making the NES games, but, you know, it makes sense, so I'm going to roll with it. And if I'm wrong, I'll either be corrected or nobody who, like, gives a shit will watch this video, so I'm in the clear. Instead of the last game, disguises are a thing of the past. This game just alerts you every time Jason is about to attack, and your best bet is to either run over there as fast as you can, or switch to a counselor who is a little bit closer and can stop him from killing everyone. Remember, this game is fucking difficult. God forbid you get hit only once, and it could mean that that counselor is just fucking dead or on the cusp of death. So as your main weapon, you start off with rocks. Just toss these little guys around. Ammo is infinite because holy fucking shit, you've got enough problems to deal with. And when you throw them at zombies, occasionally they will drop extra items and weapons, though I'm pretty sure this is also affected by your jumping all the time, so who really knows? Typically you get the lighter first for the fireplaces, and then a knife or a key right after. And the knife is an absolute game changer immediately. Won't save you every time, but it makes the zombies less of a pain in the ass, and using it on Jason will cause him to leave you alone a lot sooner than these little fucking testicles they start you off with. There's other weapons in the game as well, but I didn't really find any of them. All I know is the torch is the most important weapon because fire does the most damage to Jason, though I am so awful at this game, I don't think I ever found it in my playthroughs. The map in this game is pretty shit. Typically, if you want to go right, the map will tell you you're going left, and it makes no goddamn sense. Eventually, you kind of get used to what it's saying, but it's still just not good regardless of how used to it you get or not. And it's even worse when you go into the forest and when you get into caves. There's just no way to navigate them unless you actively are looking up guides that tell you how to do it, so just kind of hope and pray that you're going in the right direction, and hope and pray that your other counselors have weapons just in case Jason pops up and you can't make a quick getaway to them. I'll be honest with you, there are tons of mechanics in this game that require basically real study time for like a college thesis to fully go over. So if you're interested in figuring out this game completely, I would recommend following everything should help you, but it doesn't really make this game easier to play because you could do everything completely correct here and then still get absolutely dicked because of a bug where you dodged but it hit you anyways, or you just missed a very obvious dodge. And when you die in this game, and trust me, you will die a lot in this game, Whether by all the counselors getting killed or all the children dying, you are greeted with the biggest blow to your self-confidence you'll ever receive in your life. As if I didn't feel bad enough about myself. As a side boss in this game, you get to fight none other than Mother of the Year Pamela Voorhees. The severed head stopped satisfying her old pal Ben Drown, so he moved on to trading tricks with your mother instead. And she is pissed. Pretty cool, huh? No, this fight sucks, I'll be honest with you. I did manage to actually do it myself this time, but just because I managed to do it myself doesn't mean I'm good at this game, so I kept dying. So here's footage from this guy. He's way better at this game. He has a full playthrough of him beating this fight, as well as a bunch of different ROM hacks for this game, if you're interested in looking at stuff like that. So I recommend you check him out in the description. And I don't think he really even took damage during this fight at all, so he's probably a beast. The only item she drops that's worth anything is her gross-ass sweater. However, it's not a good item to get at all. Like, sure, it doubles your health, but it also stops the frequency of Jason spawning, which you don't want to do, because the whole point is to kill him. And if he doesn't spawn, you can't kill him. You can skip this entire fight. Maybe it gives you a couple of better weapons here and there, but they're not the weapon you want at all, and the items aren't worth it, so apart from just wanting to do it for the sake of wanting to do it, I guess, yeah, it'd be worth it in that sense, but truthfully, you could beat this game without it. There are also different counselors to pick in this game, just like the last one. However, the biggest difference being it actually matters which ones you play as. Mark and Chrissy seem to be the best ones to pick, simply because they both run fast and jump high, which is very important for evading zombies and crows and wolves and fucking whatever else they decide to throw at you nobody's discovered yet. But Chrissy in particular seems to be the best one because items seem to drop more frequently for her. However, Mark is still probably the go-to just because it's like barely a difference even if stuff doesn't drop as frequently with him. There's also Paul and George. Both move very slow. However, the thing with George is items drop extremely frequently for him, so he's good for collecting weapons just for himself. However, if you need to, you can always switch weapons with other counselors if you find out where they're at. Paul is worthless. He's slow, and items don't drop frequently for him when he does do something. Laura and Debbie are useless, so there's not really a good reason to pick these. It's just kind of based on which ones are objectively the best ones to pick, or if you just want to play with everybody. It is possible. It's not like it's a complete detriment if you don't pick the best ones, but if you're just trying to beat the game, every character besides two of them are useless, so what's the point? However, in my specific case, I am awful at this game, so you could honestly pick a character that is impossible to kill and I'll probably still manage to find a way to die using him. And for further proof that I'm awful at video games, here's a supercut of just the sheer amount of times I died in just one 2-hour playthrough. I'm really on the fence about this one. On one hand, I had fun with this game, and I do actually kind of like it. On the other hand, I think it's a bad game. It's not very well designed. The map makes no sense. The difficulty is just inconsistent. But overall, I didn't hate this one. You can skip most parts of this game and just focus on killing Jason, and you'll probably be fine, but good luck. I think I just like this one because I like Friday the 13th a lot. It was one of my favorite franchises, especially when I was a kid, so hearing that this game even existed made me excited, and it basically is the whole reason I got introduced to emulating basically anything nowadays. Given when I did finally emulate this game as a kid, I was like, oh man, this sucks, and then stopped playing it, but it then got me into looking into more like NES titles and SNES and forward, so I thank this game for that a lot, and I can't say I didn't have fun playing it, but I also probably won't ever touch this game again now that I'm done with this video, so there's that. I'm not necessarily going to recommend this game, however, if you are interested, it is really easy to get a hold of, so just kind of look around, you'll find something, and hey, if you like it, more power to you. Like I said, I'm not going to take that away from anybody. I understand why this game has, like, its fans, but I don't know if I'd be one of them. However, if you enjoyed this video, just like and subscribe if you want. If not, that's cool too. But I don't know when the next one will come out. I haven't even really filmed the gameplay of any of the next games I have, but let's just say it really only gets worse from here for a while, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.